Hello and welcome to the SMCast. This is episode 4 of my weekly podcast, which is both on YouTube and on other podcast listening platforms such as Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Anchor. If you guys want to watch or listen to this podcast on any other platform, it is all linked down below for you guys to enjoy. So let's jump into this episode of the SMCast. And today, we are going to be talking about how to grow a YouTube channel. Now, you guys may be asking, hey, SM22, why are you talking about this now? You're not a big YouTuber. That is true. That is true. I am not a big YouTuber, contrary to popular belief. But I do know that growing a YouTube channel is something that a lot of people have problems with. And although I have problems with it myself, I do know some of the ins and outs of what's going on. So today we're going to be talking about it. But first, let's talk about some current events, because this is something that I actually do want to discuss. So on Tuesday or Wednesday, I'm not entirely sure which day, but on one of those days, Sony and Disney announced that Spider-Man was no longer going to be in the MCU. Now, I have been following this. It is Thursday night when I'm recording this. I have been following it to an extent, but I don't know all of the details because it is all very convoluted in a sense, both legally and factually. So if I say something that is politically or factually incorrect, just know I don't have the full story, but I'm trying to conduct an experimental judgment based on the knowledge that I do have. So I know that Disney and Sony just agreed to disagree about which way or how they wanted to handle Spider-Man. I'm not entirely sure what prompted them to come to this irrational decision, but it may have had something to do with the contracts in how Sony was licensing Spider-Man to Marvel for the MCU. I'm not entirely too sure, but this is just how I've heard. So Disney apparently is the ones at fault here, because there's no way Sony decided that they didn't want to have Spider-Man in the MCU, because Spider-Man is probably one of the most popular superheroes of all time, if not the most popular superhero of all time. Honestly, if you were to ask anybody, name 3 superheroes, Spider-Man is probably one of them. I'll be real. Even in older people who are more like, oh, Superman and Batman, because that's what we grew up with, they still know and enjoy Spider-Man. And honestly, that just has to do with how Spider-Man is as a character. He's a very relatable character. So Sony would not make the decision to take him out of the most popular movie franchise of all time. No way would they decide, we don't want to make money on this character that is doing so amazingly well that we are getting profits from every single time a movie comes out. And these movies are coming out and earning over $1 billion. We are making all of that money. They're not going to decide to just not do that. So Disney apparently asked Sony to have like a 50-50 split on all future Spider-Man movies or movies involving Spider-Man. And Sony said no, mostly because, and this is very unfair, Marvel pays for the movies, for the Spider-Man movies. Marvel produces the Spider-Man movies. Marvel makes the Spider-Man movies, but Sony gets all the profits from it, because Sony, all they have to do is market the movie. So all trailers, all posters, all everything, that's all Sony. Marvel has nothing to do with that. And it is very unfair, because Sony makes entirely all of the profit. But Disney is such a huge company that it doesn't even matter anyways. So when they said, okay, fine, whatever, when they just dropped it after Sony said, no, we're not going to give you the money, I thought, like, okay, Sony is being irrational, but Sony's living off the PlayStation right now, and they're living off of Spider-Man right now, and Disney has, like, a million things to fall back on, so it doesn't really matter. And then, just kind of out of nowhere, Disney was like, nah, I don't want to do this, so we're just going to kind of keep away from this a little bit. So as far as I know, Disney is the ones at fault to blame for this. And it is kind of bad. I don't really agree with that decision. But Tom Holland will still play Spider-Man in future Spider-Man movies, because Sony is not going to pass up the golden opportunity to make Spider-Man movies, even if they're not a part of the MCU. And although it could be a good thing for Spider-Man to be around more Spider-Man villains and not be limited to the continuity of the MCU, like they can make more extravagant stories, it is a bad thing for the MCU. This is a huge detriment to the MCU because Spider-Man was probably one of, if not the most recognizable franchise in the MCU. So I'm not entirely too sure. I feel like Disney should and rightfully will try their best to get Spider-Man back for this. And everyone's been throwing a lot of shade at Sony because they're like, wow, give Sony back to Marvel and Stan Lee and stuff like that. Like Jeremy Renner said on Twitter to give Spider-Man back to Stan Lee and Marvel. I'm not entirely sure what his wording was, but it was something along those lines. But for this whole debacle, as far as I've heard, Disney is the one who pulled the plug on the whole Sony, Disney, Marvel agreement thing. So I'm not entirely too sure. I'm waiting for more information. So don't take everything that I say right now with a grain of salt, just because I have no idea what's going on. I'm not a lawyer, and although a lot of this might be down to someone's decision, most of this is legal mumbo jumbo. So it's out of their hands in a way, while it's still being their decision. I'm not entirely too sure. Like I said, not a lawyer. I have no idea what all of this means, and yeah, I'm not too big in the business world. Like I don't have any IPs that I license out or anything, so I'm not too sure. But who knows? I'll try my best to keep myself updated with the stories and everything. And who knows? I might talk about this in a future episode of the SMCast, so who knows? Anywho, enough with that current event thing going on. I try my best to keep the SMCast mostly timeless in a way, so that I'm not really, this happened at a certain time and everything, but to an extent. I mean, the first episode was literally my YouTube journey from then to now. But also, like, in a year or so, I'll make another video explaining what happened in the last... Anyway, just stuff like that. So, today's episode topic is growing a YouTube channel. If you guys don't know what a YouTube channel is, then, you must be listening to this outside of YouTube. But a YouTube channel is basically a platform of videos. It's less of a movie channel where you just change the channel and whatever's on is on. A YouTube channel is a page. It's like a social media page, with your Instagram profile and your Facebook page and stuff. It's the YouTube equivalent to that. So if you know what those are, then you have a general grasp of what a YouTube channel is. Now, on YouTube, anybody can upload videos, just through either the mobile app or through the desktop website thing. There's always a little camera thing. You just click the camera thing. You go to your gallery or to your hard drive or whatever. Click the video that you want to upload. Title it, description it, tag it, thumbnail it, and bada bing, bada bam. Your video is up there as soon as it uploads. And it's visible via your channel. Now, a lot of people do this for a living, and a lot of children think, I'm just gonna make YouTube videos and instantly I'll become the next PewDiePie, the next Jake Paul. I don't know, you wouldn't want to be Jake Paul, I'll tell you that right now. But kids think that, and sometimes even adults think that. I've been prone to thinking that before, like, I'm making this video, who knows, maybe this video will get big on views, and I'm always wrong. But the views isn't why I make the videos. I make the videos because I like making the videos, and the views and the subscribers and stuff are just an output of that. And it's less about the subscriber count and more about who they are. Like, for example, my community that I have around me, they're all great people, and I highly suggest that you go and check any of them out. And they're all amazing. So, just it's less about the count and more about the people, I guess. Anyway, so starting a YouTube channel is very simple. You just go to Start you go to create channel, like you make a Google account, you sign into YouTube, you click create channel, and bam, you have a name with a blank Google image thing. It's literally just the outline of a person or something. It's like if you have a contact saved in your phone, but you don't have any picture on there. Well, actually, yeah, that's the same thing, because it's not just a random picture, it's a letter. I think that's how it is in phones now. I'm actually not too sure. I know on my phone it's like that with the letter, but I know with some phones it's the contact, or not the contact, it's the outline of a person. But anyway, so first thing you need to do is get art for it. Now, I get it. When you're just starting out, you don't want to spend too much money on YouTube, and there are some cheap artists out there that you can get, or if you have connections, you can possibly get some art for free. Like, honestly, I'm hoping to get new channel art this October, November, I think. I'm not entirely too sure. I'm content with my art, but I'm hoping to get a revamp and get brand new art. So I'm not sure who I'm going to commission to do it. I have to look at prices and stuff. So yeah, there's that. But also you can look on stuff like Fiverr or other stuff like that to find someone who does stuff like that for super cheap. Like looking on Fiverr, which is actually where I'm probably going to look for commissions and stuff. Either looking on Fiverr or just contacting some of the community and stuff and being like, hey, I'm gonna be revamping the channel. Just will you do some art? I'll pay you something. So something like that. You can find stuff pretty cheap, and even if you don't have that, just put a picture there. If you really can't put art there, then put a picture, and you have to make sure that your first videos are good. Now I'm gonna tell you straight up, right out of the gate. Sorry, I just can't talk today. Yet I'm recording a podcast. Right out of the gate, my videos were pretty terrible. I'm gonna be honest. My videos were not good, and that's mostly because A, I had terrible recording equipment. B, I didn't know how to edit. C, I didn't know how to make thumbnails. D, I didn't know how to make good descriptions. And E, I didn't know how to make tags. And F. F, I wasn't taking it super seriously. Now, if you want to grow on YouTube, if you want to become a YouTuber, and I put quotes around the word YouTuber, and you want to make that a living, you gotta accept. First things first, okay? You're not gonna become Mr. Beast, okay? Where you can throw around millions of dollars and just no big deal. You're not gonna be that. It's like the 1% of 1%ers become that. Think about it. Have you ever seen anyone who does the kind of stuff that Mr. Beast does, like with the challenges, giving away thousands of dollars? You really don't, because no one is like that. He's pretty much in a league of his own at that point. So if you're going in with the mentality that you're gonna become the next him, then no, it's not gonna work. You have to get that mentality out of your head. You can't even say that you're gonna be successful, because it's not based on you. It's unfortunately, this is just the truth. No matter how much work you put into it, it's not going to create the output you want unless something sticks. It's not like a 9-to-5 job where if you work overtime, you're going to get extra paid. If you're working 24 hours a day on your YouTube channel, you're still going to make the same amount of views as if you were working just 1 hour a day, but one of your videos exploded. Or even then, the person who works 1 hour a day who earned 1 million views on one video, and the person who works 10 hours a day and made 10,000 views on 10 videos, the person who went viral is instantly in a much better position, just no matter what. And unfortunately, we only hear about the successes, and we never hear about the thousands and thousands of failures that went with the successes. Now, I'm not going to tell you to give up. I'm pretty sure that I might not be able to make this a career. I probably won't make this a career. Honestly, I don't really want to be a YouTube professionally as a sole source of income. I do want to do other things with my life. Like, I do want to become a director, producer. I want to be in the film industry. But, just accepting that, you're not going to go viral for no reason. That that's just step one. So I know if you're a kid, you're gonna want to. Now this isn't a bad thing. I'm not saying like, oh, kids are dumb. I'm not saying that. But if you, most kids do have that mentality, and unfortunately that's the truth. And it's just not gonna happen for you if you're thinking like that. So that's just step one. Now, you gotta start making the videos, and you have to make sure that your recording equipment is good. Now, back when I started YouTube, okay, my phone, the phone I used to record on a phone, and honestly, if you're doing vlog stuff, recording on a phone is fine. At least in the beginning, it's fine. And even now, if I was to do a vlog or something, I would record using my phone. And I do want to get a DSLR camera, but I'm gonna hold off on that for a little bit because they're pretty expensive. I get it; those cameras are like $500-$600 on the low end. So it's just starting YouTube, 0 subscribers. You're not gonna want to do that. But everyone has a phone, right? So just start with that. But there is a problem to it because the phone that I started out with, all the way back in 2016, okay, 3 years ago. All right, I started in like September of 2016. My channel anniversary is technically December 19th, 2016, because that's when I decided to start actually like making videos consistently and trying to get good at it. And I have gotten a whole lot better, I think. I used to be like really terrible, but now I'm good. Or not good, but now I think I'm decent, but back then my phone was the Samsung Galaxy S5, I believe, and that camera, oh my god, that camera was so terrible. Now that's just a problem that I just had to deal with. Yeah, the camera's terrible. That also meant that the microphone wasn't that good either. Now you can have bad video, like I know a lot of people who when they turn on a video, they stick the phone in their pocket, right? Just listen to it. I've done that a couple times. I do that with some content creators because their voice is what matters. And if you have a crappy microphone, nobody's gonna watch because audio is infinitely more important than video. Like, listen to this podcast right now. Like, if you're watching this on YouTube, what you're seeing, the video bit, is just the SMCast logo, whereas the audio bit is all of this that I am recording with my voice right now. I have an angelic voice because of this, but I didn't start out like that. I started out with my old phone, and that was a microphone, and that was terrible. So what you have to do, whoa, voice crack. What you have to do is start out with not the most expensive stuff, but at least something that's decent. If you're recording gameplay, what I would say, and this is, if you're a kid, this will take a little bit to get off the ground, but you can find blue snowballs for about $40-$45. That's what I started out with, or when I started recording gameplay stuff. I got a blue snowball in early 2017. I think in like February 2017, I got the snowball. Actually, you know what? I think that's a lie. I think I got the snowball in February 2018, actually. I think I might have gotten it then, because that was like a hell of a long time ago, and I actually have no idea when I got it. And looking back, actually, I think it was 2017, but yeah, okay. I just pulled it up here while I was just talking. I got them on October 5th, 2017, okay? So I had the crappy microphone for for over a year while doing the stuff. And unfortunately, it didn't really work. I did get some subscribers, but it was like 150 at that point. And when I got the blue snowball, it was an infinitely better audio setup, and I really do wish that I just shilled out the $40 to get it earlier. So if you're recording gameplay with a computer or anything, I do suggest starting out with a blue snowball. Right now I have a blue Yeti, and that's mostly because after a year or so, a year and a half of having the snowball, I was like, okay, I do want to upgrade a little bit, so I did, and it was probably a really good thing. And so after audio comes video. Now, I did say that video isn't as important as audio. So if you have the choice between a webcam or a microphone, pick the microphone 100% of the time. But if you do have the money for the webcam, I do also suggest getting a Logitech C920X, because that's the webcam that I use. I've had that for almost 2 years now. I got it on the same day as the Snowball, October 5th, 2017. And when I got it, it was state of the art. It still is. It's still pretty good. I still use it. And I do plan on using it until the end of the year, when I will upgrade to something else. But it's about $50, and it works amazingly well. And think about it. I've been making videos for 2 years using that webcam. So, I mean, it has to work if I've been using it this long. If I've been using it this long and I've never had any problems with it, I have never had a problem with it, then it works. So, honestly, I would say, like, those two, Blue Snowball, Logitech C920, those are probably the webcam microphone that you're hoping to get. But if you don't have the money for those, then just use your phone. But make sure that your phone has a good microphone. Like I would say, before making any videos, test out how your phone microphone sounds, I would say. And then worst case scenario, what I would do is get a lapel mic to connect to your phone. Like, there are pretty good lapel mics, wired even lapel mics, that are about $20 that you can use. And those are AUX cords or aux cords or whatever. And they just plug into your phone, and bam, good audio. And even though they are wired, you can find some for like $40-50 unwired, like or wireless. I'm hoping to get a pair of lapel mics, but I'm not making any promises right now. And so after that, it's just making videos on stuff that you enjoy. Like, I would not say that you shouldn't do trendy stuff. Like, if everyone is making a video on Super Mario Odyssey that week, then hey, what if I made a Super Mario Odyssey video the following week? Make it so that once everyone has made their videos and they're still being watched, bam, your video is right there. But I would say focus on stuff that you like doing first. Like, if you really don't like Super Mario Odyssey, and I don't know why you wouldn't, then don't make a video on it. Don't force yourself to do that. Like, there's some stuff that I just don't like. Like, there are people making videos on Fortnite and Minecraft and stuff. Minecraft's alright, but Fortnite, I really don't like Fortnite. So, I mean, Fortnite is different because I really haven't given it enough of a chance. I've played it only a couple times, but like, same thing with Frozen. It's like, it's less about the content itself. It's more about how the community has received the content. Long story, but that's just how I feel. I might talk about that in the future. Who knows? If you guys want that to be an episode of the SMCast, just let me know. And yeah, so it's like, I'm not gonna make videos on that just to be trendy, especially if I don't like it. Like, I genuinely, like, I don't know how those people who make Minecraft videos, for example, okay, I don't know how they make the same kind of video every single day in some cases. It's the same thing. And yes, you might be saying, oh, SM22, Pokemon's the same thing. Well, I mean, when you're doing a series, okay, fine, I get it. Even if you're doing a Minecraft series, and you're like, oh, you know, I'm doing this today, this the next episode, this the next episode, this the next episode, you're changing it up in some form. And with each episode of a Pokemon series, I'm getting farther and farther and farther into the game. That's the whole point of the Let's Play. So I get that, if you're making a series. But if you're making a bunch of videos just on basically doing the same thing, it gets burnt out after a while. That's why when I do a Pokemon series, I give it maybe like a month or so before I move on to the next project. I want to make sure that I'm not burnt out on the old project when I jump onto the new one. Otherwise, I won't like it as much as if I just jumped on board onto the new project in the first place. And unfortunately, like, that's just the truth. And that's something that a lot of content creators deal with, and that's something that a lot of people put themselves into a hole with. So, while experts and stuff tell you, like, stay in your niche, and yes, that is a good thing. Do stay in your niche. Like, if you're making a gaming channel, although I wouldn't say stick to the same game, stay true to the same kinds of games that you're playing. Like, if you play Xbox exclusives, bam! That's where you are. You are an Xbox exclusives. If you're a Nintendo channel, bam! You're making videos on all the Nintendo games. And luckily for you, all the Nintendo games are basically different in some way or form, unless you're making videos on the new Super Mario Brothers franchise. But most Nintendo games are different from one another. So every week, every few days, or whenever you choose to upload a video, it'll be different from the video that you uploaded the last time. If you make a video on Super Mario Galaxy one week, and then you make a video on Kirby's Epic Yarn the next week, those will be two entirely different videos that you will have fun and enjoy recording, because you're not just doing Super Mario Galaxy and then, next week, Super Mario Galaxy 2. You'll have been burnt out from the first game when you go into the second game, and you wouldn't have enjoyed it as much. So just focus on that. Like, just do stuff that you enjoy, and although you do stay in your lane, I would highly suggest that you branch out a little bit, at least to keep yourself away from being burnt out. And it also comes down to just how you market yourself. Like, that's probably my biggest problem. I don't really market myself on other social media platforms as much, mostly just because that takes a lot of time for me. And I mean, I don't have that kind of time. I know it's a lame excuse, but like, that's just something that I do. So if you do have like a Facebook group that you're in, that's like YouTubers exclusively, then you know what? You should put yourself in that Facebook group, and you should share your video around. Don't spam. I wouldn't say spam 5 posts of the same thing every day. No, I wouldn't say that. I would say when you post a new video, make one post about it onto each Facebook group that you're in, saying, "Oh, I made this video, go check it out." Share it on Twitter. Share it on Instagram. Just put it on other social media platforms that other people use, because there are some people who use those other things more than they do YouTube, and they will see it and go over to YouTube to watch it, because who knows, maybe it's something that they like. For example, if you are a makeup YouTube channel and you make a video on, how to apply eyeliner properly, then maybe you could go into a Facebook group called like Eyeliners Unite or something like that. Share that video in there. Those people who like eyeliner will see that you have a video about how to put eyeliner on properly, and then they'll go and watch it. And if they really do learn something about how to put eyeliner on properly, then they will subscribe and they will watch future videos on the makeup channel. Because even if their biggest thing is eyeliner, well, I mean, there's other stuff there too. You know, maybe one week you're putting on lip gloss, so they'll want to watch that too, because how could you have eyeliner without lip gloss? Oh no! I don't know, something like that. But it's just about giving people something that they would want to see as well. Like most people who are YouTube experts, I'm no YouTube expert, but most people who are, tell you, do how-to videos. Do videos that people will learn from. And that's cool. Like, I do highly suggest that you do that. I do that to an extent. I'm not a huge fan of making how-to videos. Some videos I do are how-to videos, but most videos I do aren't. And, it's just to each his own. But, I do notice that when you do how-to videos, people who want to know this information will watch, and then they will get that information, and then they will be the information. And, it's just how it's intercepted and how it's connected to what they want and what they need. Now, another thing that you need to do, you need to make sure that you do this, and I didn't do this for the first, year and a half to 2 years of my YouTube career, okay? You have to make sure that you are doing descriptions and tags. Now, in your description, okay, first line of your description, before you even write anything, make sure that you repeat the title of the video in the description. For example, let's jump back to the eyeliner video. If your video is called how to put eyeliner on properly, then in the description, first line should be how to properly apply eyeliner. That way, those two phrases will link together and be a repetition. And the more repetition of the same thing that you have, the more it'll be pushed out. So in the description, you have that. You link to another video, possibly about eyeliner, possibly about eyelashes, possibly about something else related. And when people look in the description, ooh, this is a link to another video that I might enjoy. I might click that. Put a subscribe link in there that way, because people, let me tell you, people need to be told like 1,000 times to do something before they'll actually do it. So put subscribe links everywhere. Put subscribe links in the annotation. Put subscribe links in the description. Tell your viewers to subscribe in the middle of the video, not at the beginning of the video. That's very annoying when you tell someone to subscribe at the beginning of the video because they haven't even seen the video yet. But maybe like towards the end of the video, tell them to subscribe. At the very end of the video, tell them to subscribe. Just somewhere in there, tell them to subscribe. Don't tell them like subscribe or else. Tell them, oh, if you want more beauty makeup tips, then make sure you subscribe. You know, you got to make sure that it's something like that. Because people don't like being told what to do, but people like being suggested what they should do. And in tags, this goes as well to the repetition thing. So the title is how to properly apply makeup. The description, first line is how to properly apply makeup. In the tags, you put how to is one tag, how to apply makeup is one tag, how to properly apply eyeliner is one tag, makeup is one tag, eyeliner is one tag. All of those are tags. Each one is separate. You gotta repeat the same tag like 10 times, just with slight variations, because you don't know what people are gonna search. People search some weird stuff, and people kinda don't. People like the easy way of searching things, so you gotta make sure you put the how to properly apply makeup as one thing, but also how to makeup as another tag, because you don't know which person you're gonna get. The person who likes to find very specific stuff, the first one, or the person who just is like, yeah, I'm just gonna search this, the second one. And you're gonna get both. You're not gonna just get either or. You're gonna get both. So tags are very important, and thumbnails are very important too. Okay, don't clickbait. Like, don't put a picture of like breasts or something just to find all those horny boys out there with arrows pointed to it 1,000 times, and then not deliver on your promise. You know, like, I'm not saying you should post pornography or anything. Don't do that. That's a bad idea. But if you're gonna be doing clickbait, it's not a good idea. Okay, just don't put a picture of something you think people would want to see with a bunch of arrows next to it without actually having that in the video, you know? And don't make it a bad thing. Like, don't say like, oh, I can put breasts in the thumbnail if I make sure that they're in the background the whole time. If that picture is in the background of the video the whole time. No, that's not a good idea. It doesn't work like that. Like, let's jump back to that makeup thing. Dude, I'm just helping all you beauty channels out here today. If your video is how to properly apply eyeliner, you know what your thumbnail should be? It should be a picture of someone applying eyeliner. Maybe it's a close-up of someone with the eyeliner thing up to their eye, like this, doing their strokes. And hey, people see the title, people see the description, the tags have shown themselves, and they see the thumbnail and they're like, huh, maybe this video is about eyeliner. I don't know. So it's about that. And that's just how it goes. So, you know, if you guys have any more questions about how to become a good YouTuber, I don't know why you'd ask me. I'm just an okay YouTuber, but hey, I'm down to taking all suggestions and all questions that you guys have. Go and check out Alan Spicer. He will be linked in the description if you're watching this on YouTube, and if you're watching this on Anchor, Spotify, whatever, I'll link him in the episode bio as well. So you guys can go and see him, because he has given me a ton of help with setting up my YouTube channel, and he taught me a lot of stuff. He taught me how to do the tag thing and the description thing, which I didn't even know about for a long time. So props to him. Big shout outs to him. And he's British, so, you know, instantly he sounds super smart. So yeah, I really would go check him out for more advice. for more help on setting up YouTube channels. He has a business where he helps people with their YouTube channels and their social media marketing and everything. I haven't really checked out the prices, but I feel like it can't be like that expensive. So, yeah, go and check him out. Go and see what he does. And I really do suggest that you guys go and subscribe to his YouTube channel. And he has a podcast too. I'll also link that in the episode bio or the description of the video. The Start Creating podcast. It is on YouTube and Anchor as well. Actually, him starting the Start Creating podcast is what got me to be like, hey, I should start a podcast too. So, huge, major shout outs to him for that. I really do appreciate you, Alan. I doubt you're listening to this. But, yeah, so go and check him out for more stuff. And this has been episode 4 of the SMCast. Today we were talking about how to grow a YouTube channel. We gave many examples. Most of them, for whatever reason, had to do with makeup channels. I don't know why. I've just had makeup on the mind, I guess. But, yeah, today I feel was very successful. If you guys have any questions, make sure you ask them. Favorite the podcast or put this on your playlist or whatever. If you're on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Anchor, whatever. Subscribe if you have not already, if you are listening to this on YouTube. And make sure you like the video if you're watching this on YouTube as well. And I will see you guys in the next episode of the SMCast. I have been your host, SM22, and I'll see you guys. Stay schvinky, and this has been the SMCast.